Qui articule les cerfs-volants en étiquetant un simple jeu, en captant l'énergie de vent d'attitude rapide, régulière, gigantesques cerfs-volants pourront bientôt produire de l'électricité en masse, d'Argentine, où la société en quitte arriver à faire fonctionner un générateur électronique grâce au mouvement de prototypes d'ailleurs volants. Who have actually said that flying elks would not actually be more than just actually a simple game, only be a simple game. Capturing energy through the high altitude of winds and rapid and regulated manual to control the enormous movement of a disc elks flying could already actually produce electricity in mass, heading towards Berlin, in direction toward Berlin, where the company called the InnerKit arrives to make this function work through generating power in the form of an electronic generator, thanks to the movement of the prototype of flying wing. Prototype of a flying wing. Whoever actually said that, flying elks would not actually be more than a simple game. To be a simple game. This only to be a simple game. This would only be a simple game. Capturing the energy of the winds of a high altitude, rapid and regulated from the very gigantic. Technically, this is really a Raiders. I want to actually... It's really similar to elk. That's what it is. Raider. Turbines. Raiders. That's a fine. Wind Raiders and the wind turbine. No, I never made a mistake. To be only a game. I really actually said that. Never be. Who ever said that this would never be an easy game? To be only easy game. I already actually said that at the very beginning. I never actually recanted. No. Listen to my own full conversation. I have never hesitated to make a distinction. I said who actually said that this would never be the easy game to be only an easy game, a simple game, because already actually in Window Raiders and the winds, using an altitude and gigantic, mobile power of the wind turbines and moving ability and wind raiders wrapping, movement through the vanes and the sails, which actually, manufacture enormous power energy, eventually converted into the moving energy to be electrified. And this would actually be the very electricity we use every day. That's what is mentioned. I don't really need to think about it. It's very obvious. Capturing energy of the wind as a wind power coming from the different heights and statures rapidly and regularly from the gigantic, running powers of windmills and the wind raiders and wind turbines as else, right? Could truly indeed well produce, electricity in mass to supply enormous energy to deploy and supply enormous energy to average households. Heading towards Berlin, where the company called InnerKit arrives to make its own generator in electricity function, thanks to the movement of the prototype of a volant wheels. That means a volant wheel means this flying wings. This is called the wind raiders. I don't really need to think about it. I said it from the very beginning, thanks to the flying wings. It's really wind raiders, vanes, and sails. Let me actually say this one. I never thought about it. I never changed it. Immediately I said a flying wings. That means what? Wind vanes. In English, V-A-N-E-S or sails. Both of them are fine. Those are called the wind raiders. Or wind turbines. Wind turbines and wind raiders moving their own mobility to create a wind power which would eventually be converted into regular electricity. So these wind radiators and wind turbines are actually flying and operating their wings. They're actually called in English vanes and sails. In English, technically, it would be better to actually state that flying wings means vanes and sails of the wind power energy mill or wind power turbines, usually operating their own gadgets based upon and pushed by the actual power coming from the wind, depending upon the altitude and the power and the pressure and so forth. Vanes. V for victory, A for A, and ES. Sails and vanes, wind turbine.